Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Bright Side. My name is Daniel, and I'm joined by Ben.
Hello.
And we're watching JUJUTSU Kaisen. I enunciated that one.
Juju.
We're watching Jujubes, the anime. Last time on, oh god, what happened? So much. Geto fought Toji. It didn't work out great, but he lived, and so did Gojo. Gojo fought Toji again, and that didn't work out great for him that time, because Gojo has now seen God. There was very clearly like a religious feeling about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now we have some more stuff to kind of go over in the past. What is the outcome of this? Gojo having had this awakening, and Geto being here has kind of just like driven an ideological wedge between the two of them. So I'm curious where this backstory is going to go. What do you think, Ben?
I have no thoughts.
Perfect. You just remain the pretty head with no thoughts in it, just like we like you.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I wasn't expecting a gun to show up to us to sorcery fight. That's right. I called it sorcery fight.
That's right.
What you gonna do?
If you are excited to see where the rest of this backstory goes, then you can do me a favor and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single Jujutsu Kaisen episode going forward. 3, 2, 1, go. 1 year later. Okay. I didn't expect a mini time skip within the backstory. Nice. Oh. I can tell from the shot someone weird is directing this episode. Weird in a good way. So. Holy shit with the hand animation. So he's really leveling up himself. Yeah. So these two are no longer the strongest. Now it's just Gojo, the strongest. Who's directing this episode, Ben? Start to question if it's the right thing to do. This is super interesting psychologically so far. Well, he's doing great mentally. He can't forget that. Oh shit. I feel like he needs to talk to someone about it. There's not many people to talk to, I get, but... I got that. I got the himbo energy. Yes, hi. Ben, if you remember, this is Toto's master, right? It's the one who taught him to judge people by. No, not for me. What is his face? You can get behind that. Those both seem hard.
Somehow the second one seems a lot easier.
Yes. Yes, so how would you do that? They can control it, so
呪いは生まれない。
非術師を皆殺しにすればいいじゃないですか。
Don't do that one.
That's a dark way of thinking, sir.
いや、
生存戦略として術師に適応してもらう。要は進化を促すの。鳥たちが翼を得たように恐怖や危機感を使って。
You shouldn't have entertained this.
だが残念ながら私はそこまで行かれてない。
Yeah, but he is.
非術師は嫌いかい？
わからないんです。呪術は非術師を守るためにあると考え。
I mean, you've already said call them monkeys at this point.
非術師の価値のようなものが揺らいでいます。
I love how the clapping also sounds like rain.
非術師を見下す君、それを否定する君、どちらを本音にするのかは君がこれから選択するんだよ。
Well, we know what he chooses.
じゃあね。
I'm amazed that I remember her from this single scene.
最後に、
Yeah, I
聖
don't.
正体のことは気にしなくていい。
I don't know if Geto was really concerned about that.
聞いてね。
Too bad for you, he's gay! I don't. Oh.
あの人一人でよくないですか。
That's Haibara, okay.
術師という
That's why I don't remember him.
その果てにあるのが仲間の屍の山だとしたら。
It's easy to feel.
この二人は頭がおかしい。不思議な力で村人をたびたび襲うのです。
事件の原因はもう私が取り除きました。
Sir, they're just children.
一旦外に出ましょうか。
Well,
Oh, he's gone off the deep end.
probably wasn't a great decision. 112. That's a lot of people you killed, bro.
ただ結婚と財からおそらく両親も手にか
なわけねえだろ。
悟る何が何だかわからんのだ。
That's the problem, right? No one understood him. And it's easy to feel like things are hopeless, but Jesus Christ.
いや、
重ねて一応。なんで？
術師だけの世界を作るんだ。
意味わかんねえ。
子供じゃないんだ。誰でも彼でも理解してほしいとは思わないさ。
どうせ誰も理解してくれないって腐るのもそれなりに子供だと思うけど。あ、五条？ゲトいた
I
よ。
found him, yeah.
だから術師以外殺すってか。
Yeah, right.
親も。親だけ特別というわけにはいかないだろう。
Ah,
それに
an
も私の家
absolutist.
族はあの人たちだけじゃない。んなこと聞いてね。意味ない殺しはしねえんじゃなかったのか。意味はあええよ。無理に決まってんだろ。できもしねえことをせこせこやんの意味ねえっつんだよ。君にならできるだろう、サトル。
Probably. But that's why he
自分に
doesn't.
できることを人にはできやしないと言い聞かせるのか。生き方は決めた。
Ugh.
あとは自分にできることを精一杯やるさ。
Gojo can't bring himself to fight his friend.
殺したければ殺せ。それには意味がある。
This episode is heavy.
俺だけ強くてもダメらしいよ。俺が救えるのは他人に救われる準備があるやつだけだ。
Oh, these are the two girls. Okay. I forgot he had like two like high school girls with him in the movie.
その他太客を揃いで
I've also forgotten this,
Yeah.
and I don't remember it.
I know you've forgotten it, Ben. So that's how he
今この瞬間からこの団体は
came to
私
have a
のも
bunch
の
of
です。
followers, huh?
困りましたね。
Anyone who objects?
園田さ
はい
ん、よろしければ壇上へ。さて、改めて。
Jeez.
猿は嫌い。私に従え。
Might makes
それ
right,
が私が
huh?
選んだ本音。猿ども。
シグロめぐみくんだよね。
And then there's this.
っていうか、何その顔？
いや、そっくりだなと。
So this is this Gojo trying to be like
気づいてるんじゃない？バイバイのタイミングとして
trying to get people to be able to do things that he
君のお父
can't?
さんが全員家に対して取っておいた最高のカードだったんだよ。ムカつくでしょ。で、そのお父さんなんだけど、僕が
別にあいつがどこで何してようと興味ない。
めぐみ帰ってきた。 もう俺たちは用済みで二人でよろしくやってるってことだろ。
君
well
本当に小一全家行きたい？
積み木はどうなる？そこに行けば積み木は幸せになれるのか？それ次第だ。
ない。100% ない。それは断言できる。
Yeah, the Zenin clan is pretty, and if she can't use cursed energy, then she'll probably just be thrown out.
強くなってよ。僕に置いていかれないくらい。
And
now,
now
11
the
years
present.
behind.
I assume the present.
No, that's like 5 years ago, dude.
当たり前でしょ。
Ben.
何言ってんの。
I'm so glad we get to see them all again. It's been a great interlude, but I'm ready to start back up with our gang again. So, while watching the ending, we're talking about how all the endings and openings for this show have been great so far. I feel like it's hard to beat the first ones, though, right? That first opening is like my favorite Eve song ever, and
It's such a great, and the visuals, dude.
yeah. And then the ending, Tokyo Freezing. Both such good combos, but these are both vibes. They're pretty chill. So, that's the end of the backstory. This episode is pretty psychological. A lot of talking, which I sometimes worry will turn off a lot of like shonen fans since they're all about action, but I love it. I love learning more about the characters. This show is well written. If you didn't understand Geto's position before, you can at least get it now, right?
I get it. It's still very wrong.
It's still like, oh, you just took a hard turn into killing people, huh?
Man went from, I don't know how I feel about the school to I'm gonna commit genocide now.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll see his like plan that we've been building up to all of last season probably enact in the next part in the Shibuya arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that. We can theorize a bit about it later, but we should talk about this episode a bit more. Geto is interesting psychologically. I guess what he came to realize is he used to be all like the idea that his ideals that he had beforehand mean nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, gotta protect the weak. Gotta have a point for killing people. And just like having Gojo be distanced from him, having less and less people around who understood him, just made him realize that what am I doing this for? That sucks. It really didn't have to be this way. I think that's the thing that sucks the most about it.
Yeah.
This entire arc is kind of like that, right? Didn't have to be this way. If Riko hadn't died, if you want to trace it all back to the source, if Tengen didn't do this ritual that caused Riko to die, and Tengen also spawned all these cults that went after her, probably wouldn't have led to this. So, I guess if you're Geto, you're all like, it's society's fault. And he's not wrong in that regard.
We live in a society.
We do live in a society, Ben. That's what this show's about, though. It's about society. It's interesting. Gojo's story is kind of starting to remind me a bit of Superman's whole thing. At least when what Geto was saying about, like, you could do anything, so you can't understand my aspirations. I don't know. It's just a lot of pressure on Gojo, and he wants to kind of, like, preserve it in the future, which is why he's been collecting children. I guess is what I'll say, right? Because I don't know about you. My main theory for what's gonna happen in the Shibuya arc is Gojo's gonna die.
You think so?
Yeah. I think I'd be surprised if he didn't. Honestly. That's what Geto's whole plan is at this point. That's the next step. They have to kill Gojo before they can do anything.
I wouldn't say I'm highly doubtful. I'm doubtful that's the move.
I don't know. Maybe, I feel like, so, I don't know. The way I've heard people talk about the Shibuya arc is that, like, they say this is when the real Jujutsu Kaisen begins, which is a crazy thing to say about something that happens this far into the story. But if that's the case, then there has to be something crazy. And I thought...
I mean, I could see it happening. Don't get me wrong. I could absolutely see it happening. I just don't think it will.
I mean, I have no way of knowing. I've gotten no spoilers about this show. Besides the fact that we find out who Yuji's parents are at some point, and that's actually important to explain why he is the way he is. But
my thoughts would be that Tsukina is, like, more prevalent.
Well, that's my other thought. My two theories about the Shibuya arc. If I wanted to absolutely, like, blow the roof off my own story, just be like, I kill the strongest character, and or I take out the main character. We still don't know what Sukuna, the deal he made with Yuji, and I feel like it has something to do. It's gonna come into play, and Yuji might not be able to get his body back from Sukuna.
My only complaint so far with this show, and I don't even know if it's like a complaint, because obviously I don't know how the story is going to go, but we have not seen or heard much, like, at all of Sukuna, except for, like, maybe 3 scenes. There's been so little of
There's
him,
been
dude.
a fair amount of Sukuna. I mean, but I agree, it's weird that he's not more prevalent, and I think that's absolutely a move that's going to be made at some point. He's going to be an issue. I mean, fuck. They already, like, basically pretended to kill Yuji off once.
Yeah.
And then in exchange for not killing him off, Sukuna was all like, here's the deal. And then we don't know. We don't know. Yuji doesn't know. Yuji doesn't even know why. I don't know. Lots of crazy things could happen in the future of this show. I looked down in the comments, though, briefly. And the top comment was talking about how the show's taking a break for the Shibuya arc. It said it's taking a break till the end of this month. Which, if that's the case, that kind of sucks. I should verify it, but, like, if anyone in the comments knows what the deal is with the break situation, who knows? Maybe they are trying to... Because if you remember, the Shibuya stuff, the incident, is going to go down on October 31st, on Halloween. So maybe they're trying to time it with that. I'm also just very interested, because if you know what Shibuya gets like on Halloween, there's a lot of people there. The streets flood with people, and they're all drunk. And no one would notice if you're dressed up weird. Like, you remember in Odd Taxi, when they went out on Halloween in Shibuya?
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with a lot. So I'm just really curious. I've had lots of theories mulling around in my head. I just feel like someone is going to probably die, or someone's going to be taken out of the story in some sort of way. I'm trying to keep my hopes low, but the manga readers have not done a good job of making me feel that. Enough about future theories. Back to this episode. Do you think Geto is redeemable?
It'd be cool if he was. I doubt it.
I kind of don't think that he's meant to be a redeemable villain.
He definitely could be, but, like, I doubt he will be.
I notice some people occasionally are like, I'm tired of all these sympathetic villains. But, like, this is a good example of someone who's sympathetic, but is probably not going to be, like, shown in a good light. Sympathetic only in the way of, like, I kind of get the motivation, but holy shit. So I wonder what the story has in store for him. I also have lots of... I question what Megumi's importance to this story is. Because honestly, he feels like he's a much more important character. And we've seen him, like, about to, like, do some, like, last-ditch technique a bunch of times. I talked about in Chainsaw Man that, like, it reminds me of Aki, how they're both, like, kind of... I don't know how much they value their own lives. Well, Aki's much worse with that, actually. But they're both characters that I feel like at some point in the story they might sacrifice themselves. That's my other theory. I also just wanted to give a shout out. I don't know how many animation nerds are watching, but if anyone has any information on who directed this episode, I'd love to know, because god damn, it was a beautiful episode. And beautiful in the ways that, like, it matters for a non-action episode. Some really interesting cinematography and good character acting. I was like, this is so realistic. I'm like, it reminded me of Mob Psycho, primarily. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that this episode was actually, like, directed by someone like Hakuyu Go, who did some crazy episodes in Mob Psycho and has this kind of, like, weird style. I really loved that, just the look of this episode, everything about it. So I wonder if we'll get a new opening, at least new visuals, possibly, right?
Yeah, probably. Well, this is what, episode 4?
This is episode 5.
5. I think we'll have one more. If it's gonna be anything, it'd probably be one more episode of this, and then.
No, this is the end of this backstory.
Oh, true. I didn't think about.
I'm just thinking that they'll probably keep the songs, but they might change the visuals. I would be surprised if they made another song. Although they did fucking, like, do a different ending for each Chainsaw Man episode, so maybe they have that kind of money. Anyway, absolutely love this episode. I don't know if they're taking a break from here, but if they are, then we'll see you when the next episode comes out, which means that you'll probably want to subscribe so you don't miss that reaction, because it might not just be a weekly thing. Otherwise, I hoped you liked our reaction. If you did, you can let me know by leaving a like, and you can comment. You can tell me what you thought about this episode. What was your favorite moment of this little mini arc right here? They could have made a whole other movie from this. It's basically,
they actually could have.
It was basically just the length of Zero. Although Zero was written before Jujutsu Kaisen anyway, right? Did you know that?
No.
Did you know Zero was a pilot, and then that was popular, so then Jujutsu Kaisen was made proper? But I hope that I can make your day better, and I hope that you continue to have good days. Till next time, take it easy, everyone.
Have a good one.